Randomizer community proudly brings to you the unparalleled, unbelievable, undisputed commentary tag team champions of the world! From the line of Michigan Upper Peninsula, the Emerald City Saint, and together they are
Monty Chaos's Casino. It's Final Fantasy Randomizer, and it is week 5. It's Chaos Week. Right here, we are live on Speed Gaming Prime. Welcome to the show, Speed Gaming fans and Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. I am the infectious Wilcliosis, and today I am joined. It is Team Illuminati. With me right now, he is the other half. It's the immortal Will Bloodworth.
How the heck are you, brother?
You didn't think that they weren't going to get more Illuminati in the 2020 Spring Tournament, did they?
We got him.
Great match we got here, Will. I'm really excited. Min and Ragnarok, two really hot players going on. We're going to get to that in just a moment. But right now, Will, no party draft from these players.
Nope. Looking like we are running a fighter, a red mage, a white mage, a black mage. We're going fighter rainbow on Ragnarok's side, and Min switching it up, throwing a thief in there, man after my own heart. Fighter, thief, red mage, black mage, not doing the safety net of the white mage. So it'll be interesting to see how this party count breaks down. If we have a class promotion, lots of black magic use, early nuke could really play a factor here.
In the background, it's from A Link to the Past, coming over to Final Fantasy Randomizer. Will, he's been watching forever. We've chit-chatted with him. Wants to come in, helping out with crew. He gets to work with the Team Illuminati. Professor Renderer. Already got all the notes all set up. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Both these players really hot right now. I'd like to start with Ragnarok on the left side of the screen. Ragnarok had a match a few weeks ago with the reigning champion, Will.
Mm-hmm.
The Machine.
Yes.
One of the greatest. My pick to win. Crab Cakes. And Ragnarok played out of his mind.
Yes.
Will.
Hard-fought match.
Couldn't pull it out. Pulled a 113, lost by literally seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Has not lost since. He's won 2 in a row. Hottest can be to get himself to 3-2. But even hotter, Will. Right side of the screen. Min started out 2-0. And then what did he do?
1 out. He's gone from 0-2 to 3-2. Just like Ale has done. The story is, we might see somebody go from blanking out in the first 2 matches to making the play-in race, which would be a very impressive run.
We're going to go through that actually in just a moment. We're going to get these players off and going here real quick. Huge match. Both players are 3-2. Will's got that all set up to let you know about the story and the potential ramifications of this match. But right now, it is a beautiful April 22nd. Ragnarok versus Min, 3-2 versus 3-2. This is their story. We have Heal 3, Level 1, White Magic in the first slot. That's Red Mage Honorable. Over in Black Magic, Temper at Level 1. Ooh, nice Fire 3, strong Elemental spell.
Not bad. We also have an insta-kill spell we can throw out there too. Fire 3 is a good sweeper to begin the game with. Any Level 3 Elemental is a great thing to pull. We can spam the heck out of that and get some early levels and get ourselves probably through a marsh cave or anywhere that has a lot of undead.
Tell the fans a little bit about that zap that's in the 4th slot as well. What element that is and what type of options that can add to this early game for these players.
So that's a time elemental, which is blocked by only 1 enemy in the game, that being Chaos. The problem is it's not a very high accuracy spell, so we're going to run into a lot of misses on those when they get spammed, even by weaker mobs. But it's a good thing to throw out there at just about anybody if you want to take a chance in wiping out a party.
Min, not messing around whatsoever, has already knocked Garland down under the 1 minute mark.
Look at that.
It's
Land speed records.
Won 3 in a row, looking to make it 4. Ragnarok saved outside with a cabin. Just outside the Temple of Fiends. Looks like he's going to go and check some chests. Min runs into some wolves. Uses that Fire 3 to take him out. He's about to rescue Princess Sarah.
Yep, and get himself to level 3 pretty quickly. What we're looking at here is an early loot, what we call French vanilla. It's in the same place it is in the regular game, but different on NPC. And then a cube. So no access to any dungeons yet, but things that we're going to need to knock off the checklist before we get to the end game.
We're going to see the chest from Ragnarok, 1,500 gold, very important early. We got 2 more to go. Ragnarok checking those. Min's going to take a pass as of right now.
Yep. He might head back there, but I'm not quite sure what his game plan is. Looks like he's probably heading to Provoker right now to check level 2 shops, get that key item from Vicky. And with Fire 3, that's not going to be a hard ask. It's going to be pretty easy to get.
I noticed a lot of resets on Ragnarok. He saved just outside the Temple of Fiends with the cabin. A lot of encounters maybe early in the encounter table. Ragnarok is hitting so many of them. He's got this information. He's actually turning around. He's going to skip those 2 chests. And he's going to head towards Garland. Meanwhile, level 2 white magic.
Nothing fantastic.
Nothing. How about black magic? Anything good, Will?
I would say Bane is a decent early to mid game sweeper.
Bane works for me.
Yeah. Bane and Zap in combination with one another, you could do worse. You could be Rub.
Here's all those fights for Ragnarok. He's already lost 1 light word, just trying to get to Garland. He's actually adapting his strategy right now. He takes on Garland. Gonna rescue Princess Sarah, get his cube and loot momentarily. Meanwhile, Min the Mage use Fire 3, has a little chit-chat with Bicky. He gets to level 4 as well. Both players at level 4, and he gets...
A canoe. It's the wrong kind of water-faring vessel there, Mr. Bicky. But canoe's a little bit more useful.
No son of a vendor item yet. There was not one here in Provoca. However, there were houses. Min has everything he needs with that gold as well. Ragnarok, I need your help. Min the Mage. A little bit longer next time, Rags. That's kind of the fun lovingness of this match, Will. These players contacted us and said, hey, we got this match going on at this time. Are you available? And you beat me into the race, into doing this match. Wow, very exciting. That's kind of fun that these 2 players have, and how classy they are.
Love them. Love them both. Hard to root against one or the other. We got an early ribbon in Matoya's cave here. Now, we haven't seen the top 2 chests in TOF, and Min might go back and grab those. I think it might not be a bad idea to try. And you know that Ragnarok's going back right now to get them, so we'll see there. If it's anything important, then Min's definitely going to want to get back.
Gotta think Min's gonna head that way right now. This is Min's strategy. Very aggressive early. We haven't even hit the 5-minute mark. This is a calculated plan from Min, and wanted more levels, wanted to explore the counter table a little bit more, and then go back to Temple of Fiends, it looks like, as Ragnarok is still down another light warrior, and Wolves just giving Ragnarok the business.
Leaving the red, white, and blue up, but the fighter take a nap. I don't know if in the end that's going to be a great strategy, but for the time being, getting some spell charges on those mages is not a bad idea.
Min saves. Min is not going towards the Temple of Fiends, where Ragnarok is. Early canal, Will. The options and the opportunities. It's a cabin and it's a soft potion, so Ragnarok's gonna reset.
Well, he's got early canoe, so we don't have access to the outer world except for on the river system. So northern continent is blocked out until we get that. However, we have access to Volcano, we have access to the Ice Cave, and those have some significant numbers of chests in them that could have Lord knows what. We could have a floater in one of those chests, loose or as one of the incentive.
Min the Mage goes to the the dwarf area dock, which was used forever. For 30 years, we've been using it, Will, to get there. He's using that as a split. He's going to check these 3 chests. If he doesn't like it, he can reset. He'll go over and check the other 2. He's looking for the canal. You know what this is, Will?
I don't.
It is
a veteran move? It is a veteran move.
Min the Mage.
Cabin and a soft potion. Yeah, that's a reset. Not a bad strategy. I don't mind that. You could reset out here, too.
Ragnarok has made his way. He finds the Bane. He has a little chit-chat with Vicky. He's going to pick up his canoe momentarily as Min the Mage finds the house. He uses the house.
Unreal. I guess that 4,500 gold was worth it, and I guess for early spell charges, I don't mind that. Getting the level 3 spell money, maybe a level 4. Something good comes in, we'll be able to afford it.
So again, live here on Speed Gaming this beautiful Wednesday afternoon, April 22nd, to take care of some paperwork. We'd like to thank Shannon for the raid, bringing viewers and certainly joining us here live on Speed Gaming this afternoon. Thank you very much. As Ragnarok has his canoe and Min the Mage is making his way towards Alpha.
Okay, well now we're going to finally see what's up with level 3 and 4 magic. And whether or not bringing a white mage was a good idea for Ragnarok, or whether black mage is the thing we're going to want to lean on. And as it turns out, Fast looks pretty good.
Lightning 3 to offset level 3, the Lightning Elemental, almost as strong as it gets, really. And to go along with Fast, how about that? This is pretty critical here for that white mage.
Oh,
life.
That's
okay.
That's fortunate thing not to be able to buy yet.
Good news, bad news for both players, really. Ragnarok's going to have access to life within the first 4 levels. Min will not. Min, however, will have access to Cure 4.
Oh,
and
Fade as well.
Upon promotion for Min.
That Fade is that white mage on Ragnarok side's looking like a pretty big brain move, because it's gonna have access to both life and Fade on that white mage, and that might shave a few minutes off of his time.
You see the crowd starting to grow here this early afternoon. We usually do this at night. Well, we're doing it in the afternoon today. We'd like to welcome the founding father of Final Fantasy Randomizer, Zardia. Welcome to the show. Enjoy it.
Yep. Founder of the inaugural tournament back in 2017, which I attended and enjoyed a great deal. And that really is what kicked everything off for everybody here today.
Min the Mage checks the magic, got some spells, got the information, gonna use the canoe, and head directly to Crescent Lake. There's an incentivized item here. Used to be the canoe. We already have the canoe. This is Final Fantasy Randomizer. Could be a lot of different things. Could be a reward of a floater will. It could be a Thor's hammer.
Could be a Thor hammer. Could be, well, you know what? I'm a fan of Opal Cheerio and the Bonk Glove in the early game, the Opal Bracelet and the Power Gauntlet, because that's going to be some top level gear that you can make use of all the way up to the last fight of the game. But the Thor hammer is something that's only going to carry you a little bit during the early middle game, and we don't really need it with 3 mage party, or even a 2 mage party.
This is great. Well, we often talk about subtle moves. I use you as an example. 2018 champion Edgeworth uses this all the time. Subtle moves that you just don't see. Min is actually doing it right now. He saved in an encounter zone that he wants to take some fights in. And he's using those multiple fights at the beginning of that encounter table to try to find something to melt. It didn't really work out for him. He abandoned the strategy, but those are things that you do not usually notice.
Right.
That's another move from Min that wow. Nice.
Yeah. I don't even do that very often. It's a really smart heads-up play. I'm not looking at level 6 magic yet. Min is beelining for Lucan in the Sage's Circle here to see what exactly he's going to be handing him, and it is TNT.
Alright, well, that inaugural tournament that we just talked about that was founded and, of course, led by Zardia.
Yes.
You finished in the Final Four. You have an award named after you. No one knows this game as well as you do, Will. Much respect. Here lies Min the Mage. Ragnarok talking trash to his opponent.
Ooh. Oh.
Your knowledge of this game, you're Min the Mage right now. You have the TNT, you have the canoe, you have almost too many options. What are you doing?
It's a really tough thing to say. Like, I'm tempted to get TNT, but that is about as far away as you can get. Min looks like he's using the Crescent Lake encounter zone to his advantage for a little bit of leveling. Don't mind this play. Probably trying to get himself some level 4 spells, which you get at for that black mage. It's going to be level 8, and I believe the red mage picks those up a few levels later.
Correct. The one thing we have not seen, warp.
We have not seen warp. I don't believe we've seen exit.
Exit.
So, do we want to wait? Well, Min has not even checked level 6 magic, so we don't know if we have those what do we want to call those? Transportational spells? We don't know if we have access to those yet.
Right.
If we do, it's at 5, 7, or 8, otherwise. And if that's the case, then we're not going to have access to them until we get a canal.
Another subtle move from Min on the right side of your screen. Releases the Thief. Wants to go with a 3 Light Warrior strategy. I personally like that in this particular flag design. At this point, he's going to leave the Thief napping.
His own namesake. He's just going to down him. Wow. I don't know. I never agree with standing a Thief because, well, you know how I feel about it. But it's not a bad idea to filter some of the XP to the characters who are going to need it in late game. Spell charges matter. extra hits on your sword matter, so, you know, that's fine. As long as it's a temporary measure, I'm okay with it.
We'd like to notice the comment in chat right here live on Speed Gaming from Loud Whistles. Great to see you again, by the way, about the audio. We're taking a look at that in the background right now. Please keep us updated on that. Will, I want to take a look at the left side of our screen in Ragnarok when Ragnarok gets into another encounter as Ragnarok's turning back around headed towards Elfland. This is a spell by. Character sprites have been changed for Ragnarok. I don't even know what those are. We're gonna try to identify those and so that we can continue to tell the story as this goes along, because that's going to be very important. I believe it's Fighter Rainbow.
It is Fighter Rainbow. Cloud from Final Fantasy VII is representing our fighter. Looks like we've got Terra from Final Fantasy VI in the second slot. And when he pulls the other ones back up, I think Radia is our Black Mage in the fourth slot. Radia from Final Fantasy IV. And we have a Mog. Mog is the one who is incapacitated at the current moment, also from Final Fantasy VI.
A what?
Several others. Mog.
A what?
Emoji.
Half man, half dog.
Half dog.
I'm a Mog.
I'm a Mog. I'm my own best friend.
When will then be now? Soon.
Soon.
Min is headed back to Elfland. Min wants some spells. And it's going to revive the thief. Okay, 4 light warriors from minthemage. Okay.
Smart play. Bringing the thief back is always a good idea. Love it. And now we're going to pick up some saving items. Really, cabins and not... Was that a
reflex?
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Players
that
crossing. Very interesting. Min is actually doing a dual... This is a dual layer play. Turn the TNT.
Yeah, and I'm very curious to see what this turns into. This would be a pretty heads up. If this turns into a floater, we are cracking this game wide open. If not, well, he's going to have to go all the way back to the Crescent Lake area, hit that river system up, and pull some chests. Unless he's feeling brave and wants to go to Marsh Cave. He's got Fire 3. Might not be the worst idea in the world. We're about to find out.
The crowd continues to grow here live on Speed Gaming. Will we have an undefeated with us?
Indeed we do.
We have an undefeated. Welcome to the show, Sonny Wrath, in his quest to try to finish Swiss undefeated. That's coming up a little bit later this week. Congratulations to you. And playing so well, Will. I mean, he's... Wow.
Playing against the one person I have a loss against in this tournament, Demery. The other 5-0.
That beat you.
That's it.
The Mystic Key minthemage finds. Pretty pretty convenient there.
That's a good pickup and a good place. And we have a white shirt acquisition here. Substantial amount of gold, chests. I'm gonna walk that out because we don't have a warp.
Min probably gonna adjust his strategy a little bit. Certainly probably didn't see that Mystic Key coming, but definitely welcomes it. Canaria Castle here. Hooray! Hooray!
Hooray, hooray, hooray. And 3. Well played. I would go to Northwest Castle immediately, check those trap tiles, check those 3 chests.
Okay.
I don't know what he's got in mind here.
Min is interested. That's what he's going to do. Ragnarok, however, is not interested in the dynamite turn-in. Ragnarok is in the river system headed towards the Gurgu volcano.
Well, let's see how this plays out. This is a huge deviation. If Min pull something out of one of these locked chests, it is going to be a very hard road to hoe for Ragnarok to get back in this. We're looking at air trap tile, ambush. Not a good one.
No, they're annoying. They're hard to hit. Their HP is just that kind of above that threshold that you really want to see.
Yeah, it's a bad time.
I'm interested to see how Ragnarok has figured out this encounter table. Let's see what he does outside. He saves with a tent. Does he start burning? No, he's just gonna go in.
Caribous. We do not have a use for that trap tile either, I don't believe. Unless he wants to have a fish fry and start throwing Fire 3s out there, that's probably not the best.
We have a use for a gold bracelet, though.
Absolutely. It's a good pickup. And then that opal shield, if nothing else, it's something we can sell.
Right now, at this point in time, we are on a canal hunt. It will be required to break out so that get out of the LDC. There's 15,000 gold for Rags. Will, this is Chaos Week. No incentivized dungeons. What does that mean?
We don't have an elemental incentivized dungeon. We do have still the Ice Cave, Ordeals, Waterfall, and Titan's Trove with key item acquisition in them. We have the possibility of pulling out a Thor hammer, an opal bracelet, or a power glove out of any of those. But any incentive item that could be in one of those 4 spots could be pulled out.
That poor fighter of Ragnarok just cannot stay up. It perishes again to the birds.
They woke him up. They woke him up early. Just
3 loose items as well to go along with incentivized waterfall and everything that Will Bloodworth told you about. This is the first time we've seen that here. It's always been 2 before. This time it's 3. Plus the canal. So kind of
Ragnarok gonna show us real quickly what we got in this treasure trove. We have a katana sighting in the treasury room of Elfland Castle.
It's got
one of my favorite. That's definitely one of my favorite weapons in the game. I know you're a fan of Vorpal. This is a 1-class Vorpal with more power behind it.
There's no question about that. This is coming from Mr. Vorpal Guy. The katana in the hands of a ninja is superior in every which way over the Vorpal in the hands of a ninja. There's no question about that at all. Min the Mage also got an ice sword out of the Canary Armory. And Min's being thorough. He's headed to the Temple of Fiends locked area.
Love the play. You're checking 3 more chests, and you're checking another trap tile. Like, you could find a 3-eye grind here. You could find worms with low HP. There's a number of things you can pull out here that are worth grinding. Germaduces. Provided they don't have Death Touch.
We don't. No, we don't do that here.
Yeah. A black shirt. Oh, there we go. We've now seen both ends of the shirt color spectrum. Here we have a white shirt and a black shirt pick up on respective streams.
Min with a definitely equipment advantage so far over Rags.
Nothing special here. Ghouls. But we might have a good chest up here at the top right corner.
Our audio is on Min the Mage, who has decided to shuffle the music in case it sounds funny to you all. We're going to have some fun today here at Speed Gaming. It is shuffled. You could enter the Temple of Fiends Revisited and find the water music.
And still Golem asking in chat, eyes are dangerous at super low levels, though, aren't they? They can be. Just like any enemy can. It could also be a completely candy encounter where it's got 90 HP, hits 1 damage per hit, and each one of them is worth 3,000 experience plus. So finding those early is a huge difference maker.
Probably the best enemy to find early, I would think. Agamas can roll multiple hits, the eyes usually don't. It's an opal armor pickup for Ragnarok out of the Gurgle Volcano Armory. He's going to leave and save. Still no sign of a canal, and no sign of any loose items quite yet. We have the cube, the loot, the canoe, the TNT.
And here's the thing, we may not need a canal. If we pull a floater out somewhere, a loose floater, or if the ice cave has the floater in the typical original location in Ice Cave, then we're going to be able to bypass that canal altogether and just fly right over it.
I've got a question from chat. I want to get to this, Will. Let's ask it now. Let's get our answers in just a few minutes. It's from Football, one of our biggest fans, and thank you for joining us. It's to both of us. What race that you have participated in stands out the most in your mind? So I'm going to go ahead and take this one. I think the answer is fairly obvious.
Yeah.
Probably the most well-known match, I would think. Maybe the greatest match. I know it's up there no matter what. An absolute ordeal of a time would be the Green Medusas of Death.
Right.
You could not get away with them couldn't get away from them no matter what you did. High ambush rate at a 35 level knight in the front row. Ambush. Their first skill was Blaze. I think we only had access to 1 ribbon. And they had Death Touch, and they rolled, I believe it was 12 hits.
It was high.
And you just couldn't route them out. They had been shuffled into high encounter non-rarity. And it was absolute blast. And I certainly suffered, but the fans love it. It's still talked about to this day. And the rewatch is absolutely fantastic. And a great show from Darkmoon and the Enforcer for Conic FF on that one.
Absolutely right. So mine is, I think, also pretty obvious, and it was the bonus stream from the first tournament where the top 4 runners were put into race one class of character that was voted on by all of the participants and spectators of the tournament, and they chose the Thief. And I made a promise weeks prior to that, maybe even months prior to that, that if I was in the bonus stream, that I would run one Thief to the very end of the seed. That ended up taking 8 hours and 35 minutes of my life. And I thank everybody who watched the whole thing. I think, Will, you said you saw the whole thing as it happened.
The whole thing on replay over on YouTube before I ever joined the community, yes.
Yeah. Obviously, that stands out to me. It kind of cemented my legacy as the Thief guy, and I've had a position in the bonus stream for the last 3, and hopefully for the next 3, where we cycle through the remaining 3 classes that we haven't run. We ran a Thief, White Mage, and a Black Belt so far. So we have a Black Mage left, we have a Red Mage left, and we have a Fighter left.
Ragnarok's going to try to get out of the Guru Volcano. He's down to 2 Light Warriors. It's the one that always kept perishing, still alive. He's going to try to run out of here. Picked up a Mage Staff, a Sun Sword, Ragnarok. Ragnarok's starting to get pounded. He's got down to 1 Warrior. He's got a Mage. Oh, Ragnarok perishes.
Yeah, that was a precarious move. I don't know how I feel about this early dive. I'd probably go scoop some levels up before doing this.
Gambling too much?
That's
not gambling. Pressing maybe a little bit too hard. There's
Ooh,
Blaze.
Tigers. Well, it's not a very common enemy to find, so if someone's going to burn off Blaze, it might as well be them. It's like finding something on a red Ankolo or... No big deal.
A Sun Sword, a Mage Staff. There was something else that I had noted that Ragnarok found, but I can't read my typing. So there's something else that are not progression, but certainly desired, as the fires start to tee off on Rags now.
Bravo.
Min's headed to the armor. We know there's some good stuff in here, but no progression. A black shirt, among other things.
I believe it was the Excalibur, according to Professor Renderer.
That's right.
Second.
The legendary Excalibur. It's an Egoma fight for Ragnarok. Gonna run away. Gonna try to preserve a little bit more of that HP so it doesn't perish again. There's the Excalibur pickup.
There we have it. Confirming what we suspected. Go ahead.
Once again, we talked about at the top of the show. Min the Mage, right side of your screen, started off 0-2. He was down. Has rattled off 3 wins in a row since then to be 3-2. His opponent, Ragnarok, just played out of his mind against the defending champion, Crab Cakes. Could not win that match, took an L. He's won the 2 matches he's played since then to get to this 3-2. Will, this is a huge match for both players to get to the 4th win. Tell us what the 4th win means in the 2020 Spring Tournament.
That means there'll be one of the, I think it's 16 or 17 participants in the play-in race, of which we will be taking the top 8 into the bracket stage. So both of the 5-0s right now have both, they've punched their ticket. They're going to the brackets no matter what. They're playing for a number 1 seed, and the 5-1s are going to be in the brackets as well automatically. So those 8 players, the 1-6-0 and the 5-1s, the 7-5-1s, are going to be in the brackets. Of the 17 participants in the play-in race, one of them will be from what's called the Last Chance Qualifier. That's where all of the remaining 3-3s play in a very, very big and tense race, of which one person will make the play-in race. The top player only will come in from the 3-3 ranks and make their way into the play-in race. Do you want to tell them the story of what happened last year?
I do, but right now I want to stick with Ragnarok. Ragnarok's really pressing it here again. He's trying to get out of the volcano. He's out of heal pots. He's close, but one more encounter, he can't heal. Let's see if he can get out of here. This is pretty important to take 2 perishes in a row.
Yeah.
Shame on you if you do that, but Ragnarok's playing very strong. Min has to recheck, the area there.
I don't like Sphinxes, but he gets away, and now he's back out.
Ragnarok is out. He's got to leave. He does. Okay.
Yeah.
Last year, it was, well, I was all over in it, and thank God I didn't have to play in it. Last chance qualifier, there was almost 24 players in it. 1 player got to win that and move on into the play-in race itself. And out of nowhere came who we now know as the Cinderella Man. Saint Von Jester. You heard it in his voice and how excited he was. He won that match to move on to the play-in race, and he was done. Will, he was he had fulfilled everything he ever wanted to competitively. But then He moved into the play-in race. You tell the fans what happened there.
He qualified through the play-in race and made his way to the brackets. And
3rd place, yeah.
that's right.
Made his way
And-
to the brackets. And he wasn't done yet, Will.
Nope.
He made it past out of the 16. That's farther than I made it.
Yep. It's farther than probably about, 80% of the field, 85% of the field made it.
Mhm.
From a 3 and, I believe he was, 2 and 3? And then ended up winning the
Correct.
the play-in race. Or the Last Chance qualifier.
Yeah, made it to the Elite 8. Was so proud of him. He, of course, became the Will Bloodworth Award winner, the Dark Horse winner last year.
Right.
We've got a pretty good design in who might have it this year, Will. We're not going to call it quite yet.
No, but I
But,
mean,
yeah.
we can definitely talk about Ganon's Gone Wild and
Ganon.
the. When you come into this thing as a relative unknown, and you go 4-1 against some of the best players in the game, including the defending champion, you get a little bit of buzz going around, and rightfully so. Ganon's Gone Wild has come from a Zelda speedrun community, and wowed just about everybody who's had a chance to watch him race.
Yeah, and actually we can see it in chat right now. Our tracker, link to the past guy right now, who's watched so many of our shows, Will, Professor Renderer, thank you again. Yep, I know. Renderer probably knew this. He didn't tell us. So,
yeah, kept that under his hat. We saw
Okay.
Nuke and Quad X level 6 black match.
Did we get a slot on Nuke? Was the last one? Was the last one?
I believe Nuke was purchasable, but I'm not 100% certain.
Okay, no, because it's top slot only for a promoted red wizard into, a promoted red mage into a red wizard. 6 black magic. I don't think that was it though. Ragnarok heading back towards the Gugu volcano. Is this an ice cave play potentially?
It's gotta be. It's
Okay,
gotta be.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay. He was able to
Again.
clear most of that, so
No warp, no exit.
wrong way.
Taking the scenic route.
Let's take a look here. Well, let's back up and take a look at the whole picture. We're nearing that 30-minute mark. No loose items, no canal, no warp, no exit. Both players, especially Ragnarok, have got to feel they're spinning their wheels. Do you feel behind here?
I'm thinking that the best thing that either of them can do is just push what they believe to be their advantage and get the incentive item out of Ice Cave. We've seen on Ragnarok's side that full clearing volcano. I think he didn't get to the Red Dragon chest. I don't, unless I missed it.
Correct. He didn't get towards Red Dragon. I don't think he got down to Agama either.
Right. So
He-
there's
like him.
three chests at most that haven't been checked yet. And if those happen to have the incentive item, if those have canal or floater in them, then so be it. We're going to get a lot of levels on the way. Both players are going to miss that early.
Both players have dove the Gurgu volcano and left. Min in the process of leaving, Ragnarok in the process of returning, decides not to turn in that TNT. Not get the Mystic Key, okay?
Yeah.
Ragnarok doesn't care.
No.
Yeah,
Well, it didn't turn into progression. It turned into some decent gear, some money, but it did not turn into progression, so it's not gonna bite Ragnarok in the backside, as if it was, say, floater or canal. So Ragnarok's gonna show us a little bit the composition of the enemies here down in Ice Cave and see if anything is worth running from.
Fire 3 at level 1 certainly going to help. You see Ragnarok using that already. Min the Mage is back in the river system after saving. Let's see where he's going. I've got to think this is an Ice Cave play.
Yeah.
It is a save at the junction.
Oh,
The
he's going.
volcano.
Interesting. What's
Can
the
he-
reason for that?
Can he light an orb here?
I don't know that unless if he was able to get a nuke charge, maybe. But I wouldn't gamble everything on that. Like, there's nothing to be gained by going in here this early.
It's actually was pointed out by you a little bit earlier, Will, right when Min was turning in the TNT of what potentially is also on the table, which we haven't really talked about other than that. It's where I would have already gone, by the way. Looming larger and larger as time goes on here. Progression could be in Swamp,
Yes.
the Marsh Cave.
Yes.
Thank you to Rafe Hates Caleb for pointing that out, because he would have already been there. He probably would have beaten me there. The podcast extraordinaire, RafeHatesCaleb.com. And so go out and we'll see if that pops up.
It wouldn't be a bad when you have level 1 Fire 3. I may have gone there already.
Right.
Because with that kind of firepower, you're getting early levels out of these packs of undead. You're getting, what is it going to be, 10 chests, 4 at the top, 6 at the bottom, and some early gold to buy some more magic. Prepare yourself for the Crescent Lake area. Prepare yourself for an early volcano dive. These guys subverted that tactic and went headfirst into volcano and got burned a few times. But
we have another new player. I don't like it. Too strong. No. Look at what they're doing to him. Got life and get out of this. One of our another new player of ours, Will Grendelicious. I was able to really be the first, myself and Edgeworth at the time, to run into it. There's Zap. We'll get to Grendy in a second. There's Zap from the Frostwolves. That's the ribbon protecting red. And Ragnarok resets. That's the second dive that he perished in.
This is a brutal seed. The early game is proving to be problematic for both of them. And we can attribute that to bad spells and skills. We can attribute that to them deciding, leveling really isn't my thing before diving into these dungeons. But yeah, having a hard time.
Getting back to Grendelicious, myself and Edgeworth were really the first to greet him. And he started asking questions, basic questions that I had when I started. Same thing that a lot of other players have. If you're interested in this game, we'll get to what you can do in just a moment. But something that happened with Grendelicious, one of the things that I said to him was, this is a good example right here with Ragnarok, second parish now. Go to a place where you can survive or maybe find a loose Oxyale.
Did we see that on Ragnarok's side?
No.
That is definitely something we're going to want to keep an eye out for.
So that could have been certainly an option. Marsh Cave should have been pretty survivable with that Fire 3. Not going to matter quite yet, but one loose item of 3 has been located. It is required. It's the Oxyale. It's not progression right now, but it's out of the way, at least in information.
Yeah. Yeah, and Caleb stating that the canal is in Marsh for sure. And I'm pretty sure that he just got debunked. Just like that. Canal
is loose no matter what, somewhere in the LDC, depending on what it is that you have. It is not one of what we call those 3 loose. It is required, and Min the Mage has it. Min is going to skip the red dragon chest. He's going to try to light an orb. Well, this is not guaranteed.
I don't know how I feel about this. I can't say it's a bad play, because it's not a bad play. Like, walking it all the way back out, no matter what you do, if you're familiar with poker, it's like playing pocket jacks. There's three ways to play them, and they're all wrong. So here it's a very difficult position for him to be in. Like, do I go through carry and face a stone wall, or do I walk all the way back out? And the answer is go through it.
It's going to be a fight against Carry from Blight Warriors at level 8 and 9. He's got enough heal pots to be there to be at full HP. Ragnarok's going to get deeper. He's got to get past these wires. He's got a Sun Sword. He's got fast. He's got tempers. Great move from Min. He's got to get the fighter out of the front slot. He's going to try to sacrifice the thief if need be. Here we go. 34 minutes and change. Min's going to try to take on Carry as he's not the most equipped. There's a mage death for chip damage at 19, and he gets initiative and gets some evasion and invis 2 kit stack. The fast gets off before the fighter can attack. They attack 215 from the fighter. Oh, Carry went right after him. He's down to 18. Okay. Oh.
More evasion's a good idea. Cure 4 is a fantastic idea.
Carry knocks out the red mage. Temper gets off a mage stick. This is big. Big for Min. He attacks with the Sun Sword. 314 is good.
Min makes his way through. Congratulations. Starting to look like a real smart play now. And Min is definitely in an early game lead at this point. Ragnarok, he's licking his wounds and leaving the ice cave.
He's bailing.
He might be going to turn in that TNT and hope that it's the canal, hope it's the floater, hope it's something that he can make use of. Because he doesn't want to have to go back there.
Yeah, we're going to call this Plan C for the gambler, Ragnarok.
Yes.
This is Plan C. Min gets away with everything. He's got the canal. That's open to him now, as well as one of the loose items. It is the Oxyale. Min with a nice advantage earlier, just past the half-hour mark. Speaking of which, we talked about it just a minute ago. I was in this boat. You were in this boat. Some of the other players that are in this tournament were in this boat. If you want to play this game, if you're interested and you can hear this voice, the best place to start, FinalFantasyRandomizer.com. Will, there's other options as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to play this game. You can make it as hard or as easy as you want. There's what they call a phrase that Will hates, vanillish. So it's the regular game, but with some quality of life improvements like 2x XP gains and gold gains, and walking speed up by 10. So it's turning the original experience of the game into something a little bit more palatable for a modern audience.
Yeah, little things like changing run in an unrunnable encounter to wait to just tell you that, hey, you probably shouldn't do this.
Right. You can't do this. Ragnarok, I think, is making the Marsh play.
He's going to Marsh, yeah.
Mhm.
He's got money, but Ragnarok's on plan C. I'm thinking that plan D might be this Marsh cave as Min heads back to Crescent Lake. See if he heads back to his boat to use that new canal or the... Yeah, he's walking. Okay, he's just walking.
Here's my thought. If Ragnarok is going to get back into this thing, he's going to want to pull something huge out of Marsh Cave. And I'm talking floater huge. Something where missing out on the volcano items isn't going to matter as much yet. He's going to have to go back because Oxyale's there. He cannot pull clear this game without Oxyale. But for the meantime, he can make a lot of progress if he just pulls a floater out.
First thing Ragnarok's going to do is head and turn in that TNT. He will find the Mystic Key. From what we know, this is a progression red herring. He will get good treasure and money, but progression rise. Min the Mage has it, and he's hoofing it. Head back towards his boat in Elfland.
And I think Min is probably going to make a play to see what the level 5 magic is real quick. Maybe make a dive on Earth. Early Earth check is something that I'm a big fan of doing. Get those 5 chests, check all those trap tiles. You have 2 on the left in the Hall of Giants. You've got the other trap tile guarding the chest. And it's just a good way to see where you're going to be getting your XP early to mid game.
Hooray, Dwarf from Ragnarok, both players hitting it. Min back in the boat, headed towards to use that canal in the Melmond area. This is new ground. As Ragnarok picks up his Mystic Key, says, oh, I should have done this earlier.
Yeah, and he's going to find out that it really didn't matter.
Our next match, Final Fantasy Randomizer 2020 Spring Tournament. It's going to be right here on the Speed Gaming family of networks. Speed Gaming 4, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's tonight. Will, it's a good one. The Platypus Extraordinaire Duckling Champion, most recent. It's Groggy Dog up against Thunderclad.
Hell of a match.
Very excited for that one. A little bit later tonight, right around midnight Eastern Time. One of my kryptonites. It's One Fine Day. I've never beaten him against my pick to go to the Final Four this year of the tournament, Zenobian. Tonight, Speed Gaming, family of networks, Speed Gaming 2.
Yeah, One Fine Day, a traditional, I want to say traditional player, but definitely somebody that should be talked about more, should get a little bit more respect as a top player. Always comes to play, always has a good showing no matter what, win or lose. And Zenobian will be in for a heck of a match. Zenobian, no slouch himself, coming off a tough loss to Demarine. But I really think that either one of them is more than capable of winning this. Ragnarok running up against some errors. I don't know. Probably not.
Level 5 magic, Brack, X for a couple things that were available over at Melmond. Min's making his way to Castle of Ordeal. Ragnarok's doing the checks that Min did 20 minutes ago.
Not gonna find anything super duper useful except for that gold bracelet and some money. I don't remember finding anything super notable. Min making the ordeals play. Don't mind that.
This is pretty standard.
Got good levels for it, good spells for it. Fire 3 in level 1. Like, the thing about getting an early Fire 3 is it opens up 3 dungeons to you as long as you have access to them. That's going to be Marsh, Ice Cave, and Ordeal. Because you have undead packs in there, you have things that are vulnerable to fire. And this will carry you through most of them.
Fade shots for Ragnarok as well as Lightning 3. These are the airs we talked about briefly. They've got the HP that you just don't like. It's just above that minimum threshold. You can see 2 of them hanging on. Ragnarok running into that. As Min runs into some Medusas as he starts to traverse the Pillar Maze, which is always shuffled. Here in Final Fantasy Randomizer, you've made good use of that Fire 3.
Still Golem asks, promotion does anything to change level up bonuses or if it just unlocks equipment and magic? The latter. It does not change the way that you gain any of the stats. The only thing it does change, statistic-wise, is if the black belt levels up to master. Instead of getting 4 magic defense per level, it starts only getting 1. So it actually adversely affects the black belt. Otherwise, it's all equipment and all spell access.
Plan D in effect for the gambler Ragnarok. He enters swamp. It's the marsh cave.
Oh, smile on Caleb's face, I'm sure, right now.
Min checks the trap tiles and continue deeper here in the Castle of Ordeal with a full Here Plot complement this time. Ragnarok runs into some shadows, gets ambushed. Like it's 30 years ago again. Oh, they so annoyed me. Well, why did they keep doing that to me when I was a kid, you know?
Marsh Cave was it was the Death Mountain, the Zelda 2 Death Mountain of Final Fantasy 1. It's like here's a learning curve, here's a difficulty curve, smack right across the face.
4 chests up here in the north of the Marsh Cave. One of them, well, 2 of them linked, but one of them very easily, accessibly linked on your way should you go south. It is not this one. It's a cabin anyway. That's Zumbul over there on the right side of your screen. That's Zumbul.
I love this fight, especially if you've got Fire 3 access. This is begging to be gobbled up for levels. This fight alone should level him up, but it doesn't.
Ragnarok gets 4,500 gold. 2 more chests, one of them linked. Ragnarok getting bat blocked.
And Min solving the puzzle of ordeals. Ready to see what these chests are all about.
Trap tiles, wizard ogres. I believe that's the Cerebrus wizard ogre tile. No, it's a B-side.
Also blaze. That's nasty. Ragnarok is running into brick wall after brick wall in the sea.
Some money pickup. Does this pay off for Rags? It does not. Rags resets. He's going to head south. Plan E will be coming up pretty quick as Min's made his way to the end of the Castle of Ordeal.
Ragnarok's got some chests down here to check, more than he would have if he came earlier because he has a key. Crown pull here in Ordeals for Min.
Decision time again, Will.
Yep.
Coming to you. You can go one of 2 ways, multiple different reasons, multiple different ways. What are you doing?
Zero question, I go immediately to turn this in. Immediately. Because the sooner I get that floater, the sooner I get in the air, the faster I can move.
That's what I would do as well. I can tell you this, there is a whole lot of players out there and a whole lot of talk going on that I've seen. They're not doing that. They go to the waterfall here because they're in the area. Fair play. Yeah. I turn in the crown like you do as well.
Well, here's another thing though. You've got Oxyale. Well, at least Min has Oxyale. You're gonna want to do Ordeals and the Sea Shrine at the same time for routing purposes. I don't believe it's necessarily a good idea to go there before checking what the crown is, because if you full clear Waterfall and then decide, I'm gonna try Sea, you're eating up what 20-25 minutes of your run on at low levels trying to pull a key item out, where Waterfall or the crown is what's hiding the floater potentially.
And we got 2 questions from chat we want to get to. Have we seen the vendor item? We have not. That's another thing, potentially going the other way. Let's see what Min does real quick, though. He's doing what everyone else does. Well, he's going to the waterfall area.
Oh, hey,
Okay. That's what, that's like almost a meta. But
I don't understand it.
Check with that. Another question from chat. Where is that? Just had it. Steel Golem, welcome to the show, by the way. The old guy at the front of Ordeal says that you must have the crown to enter Ordeals. Is that not true? That is true. However, Will, we turned that off.
We did. Yeah, we have a flag for that. So if we want to leave it on the original way and require the crown to get into Ordeals, you can do that. They could have it's called early Ordeals. And generally, we have that flag checked so that we don't have to have a crown to get there.
It opens up the world more and gives you more places to go. It goes in line with something that, gosh, never really gets talked about much anymore, Still Golem. Early sages. In the original game, you have to take out Lich and light the Earth Orb in order to get that canoe from the Circle of Sages. Here, correct. That's off. This is an early sage item, similar in design to the earlier Ordeal.
Yep, Sarda can give you an item without having to kill the vampire. You can get an item from Lucan, the sage at Crescent Lake, before killing Lich, and you can go to Ordeals Without a Crown. So these are other quality of life things, if you want to call them that have been created for the randomizer that allow people to play this game in a little bit more of an open fashion. We've even added in some geographic changes to where you can, say, go to the Rubicon Desert with a floater without even having a canoe. That's not a flag we have on for the tournament, mind you, but we can have that option available. Ways to traverse the terrain on foot that you wouldn't have access to otherwise. River systems connecting to get to parts of the map without a floater, etc., etc.
And the mage has entered the waterfall, runs into the Group 8 Gas Dragon. There's Blaze again from the crawls into Ragnarok. Ragnarok's progress in Plan D Marsh Cave has been completely flat. He's got a flame armor. He's down to 2 chests that are locked with the Mystic Key to try to pay off for Rags.
Mm-hmm. This is coming down to whether or not Ragnarok can recover from a huge time loss. He's wiped, I think, 3 or 4 times in dungeons. Yeah. He's not come out of it any better for it. He got some gear out of Volcano before Min did, but Min ended up clearing the dang thing. So any advantage he had and could press is gone. He has to come out of this with something, or he is going to be eating a lot of time.
Rags has hit that hard part of the encounter table, encounter after encounter after encounter. Encounter table turned around, he ran back into that. Min runs into Chimera. He's already made it to the incentivized area and 6 chests, the incentivized NPC of the waterfall. Is this a ruby type thing? Is this a crystal? Is it a Thor's hammer? It is a ruby,
and I believe that Caleb called that in chat.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
So we have
best
crystal.
Case scenario.
We have crystal, we have ruby, we have crown.
How about
we have and an herb. So coming here was a big brain play.
It was.
You can now do all of this inner sea stuff immediately.
We never even saw the incentivized item in the Ice Cave. Ragnarok could not get through. Ragnarok, complete bust in Marsh Cave. Min the Mage has now found the second loose item.
Correct.
It's the
Just one to
herb.
go. Yep, as
the Oxale, yeah.
As said in chat, yeah, 1 loose to go. That is it. And Ragnarok is in bad shape now. He is 2 incentive items behind loose. He is 2 incentive items behind from incentive locations. So he is way, way behind Min.
Joining us in chat just a little bit later, we just talked about him. Well, One Fine Day is here. Former world record holder, Final Fantasy Randomizer single segment. We were talking a little bit earlier. Big match. Guy I've never beaten in One Fine Day against the guy that I picked to go to the Final Four, Zenobia, and that is tonight at midnight Eastern Time on Speed Gaming 2. I'll be asleep, but I will watch the replay. Will.
Yes.
Your record, you're pretty hot yourself, sir, and you got a match coming up. Tell the fans about that one.
I do. I'm going to be 4-1. I'm going to be playing against Tarnin, another person who is, I think, punched above his weight a little bit. He's a great runner. I don't think anybody expected us to be at 4-1 at this point. We're going to put on a little bit of a show on Saturday at 3. We're going to be running Fighter Thief None in our race.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Really. Hey, I'm taking a fighter. You should be happy. I never take fighters.
I think you're playing into Tarnin's game, is what I think.
You've seen me play before, right?
I think Tarnin's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you are immortal, though.
It's me with the trash party. Come on. You know how this ends, buddy.
It is good. It is good. Min has the herb and has cleared the waterfall. Again, no sign of warp or exit. Neither player has seen it from what I've seen. Press a renderer. I don't think we never saw it. No, exit is 6. Okay. Exit is 6. I'm not sure what slot. He's out. He's got his ruby as well. He's going to head towards to turn in that crown. He got a Castle of Ordeal and that ruby in the Melmond area. Meanwhile, Ragnarok's going to use that Mystic Key. He's going to move on to, we're going to call it Plan Q for Ragnarok in this
Something
match.
like that. Something like that. They keep their own plans out there.
Oh, we got another one, Will. Your pick.
Cyrannus.
Yeah,
that's
let's
right.
Let me get up your match here, Cyrannus. Coming up. That is tomorrow, Thursday, April 23rd, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, late night. Will Bloodworth's pick as the dark horse in his award that's named after him. It's Cyrannus taking on, Asher. That's a good match.
Yes, it is. It's a tough one to pick. Because I wanted to stick with my original call, I picked Cyranus and the Pick'em to win this race. It's a coin toss. They're
Love it.
all practically equivalent in skill. Either one of them can win 5 out of 10. So it's going to be a heck of a match to watch. I recommend it. Min getting the tail. Still not in the air yet, but once he gets there, he's going to have access to White Magic 1 through 3, Black Magic 1 through 4 on his Fighter and his Thief, respectively.
Tail came, of course, from the Crown Turn, and it was Astos all along. And that came from Castle of Ordeal. So we can put down on paper that Castle of Ordeal technically not required in this particular match.
No, but Min's sitting on both an X-Cal and a Katana. Not class changing is kind of a slap in the face to the equipment he found.
Especially considering he only had that Thief in the dirt for a very low minimal amount of time.
Correct.
It's been kept up to speed. You can see the HP for the Min named character for Min himself.
Yeah.
Min saves at Melmon. He's going to start to head west now. He's going to go through the Titan's Tunnel. 2 incentivized items here. Will, I'm starting to smell some big-time progression here. I can feel it.
It's got to be. It's got to be. I'm thinking at this point, you're probably looking at pulling out a floater. You're looking at pulling out a chime. Like a chime could change things too, because if chime is concealing the floater, or if chime is concealing the last incentive item, then this is going to be just an almost insurmountable advantage for Min.
Ragnarok re-enters the Gurgu Volcano a lot stronger than he was before. He's checked a lot of this already. He's going to dig deeper. He will find the canal and the Oxyale in here. He just missed those chests. Min goes through the Titan's Tunnel, goes out and saves, re-enters to check this incentivized location and a couple chests. There's nothing there but a great axe and a Bane Sword and an opal bracelet.
Opal chariot. Hey, look at all that opal gear.
That is definitely not opaling to have.
No, no, it's not. It's probably the best defensive gear in the game because anybody can equip it. It's got incredibly high absorb for a bracelet and only 1 evasion penalty.
Mr. Kelly in chat is calling out for the herb to turn into the floater. Min did not do that yet. He's doing these checks instead. It's Sarda and his seaside cave home. Is this the crystal? Is this a floater?
No,
Is it a
he's got the
frozen
crystal.
hammer?
It's the chime, as I predicted. So he still has a crystal and an herb to turn in.
Okay.
Unless I missed an herb turn in. I don't think I did. we have a whole lot of possible progression happening.
Crystal was the vendor item. Okay. That's exactly what it was. My apologies. We were probably telling stories and having a good time here in Final Fantasy Randomizer. That is certainly what we do. It's Professor Renderer over from A Link to the Past, along with his buddy Ganon's Gone Wild, invading Final Fantasy Randomizer. But they are running into... We are the Illuminati. I am the infectious Will Cleosis. I am the voice of Final Fantasy Randomizer. He is the immortal Will Bloodworth, and we are live on Speed Gaming, and it is great to be here. Thank you so much for bringing us into your homes, whether it's on replay over on YouTube or live right now on Speed Gaming. We are happy to be here.
Indeed we are. We appreciate everybody's support, everybody's fandom, and we appreciate that everybody keeps coming out and supporting these racers and cheering them on every week, every day that we have a race. This tournament is bringing out a lot of new players. It's bringing in a lot of what we call ducklings who are learning the game. And it's bringing back a lot of players that we haven't seen in a while. People like, say, Salty Fry, for example, who we have show up every once in a while for tournaments. Magius, another.
There's the Oxyale pickup for Ragnarok. Plan Q. Starting to pay off a little bit for Ragnarok. Another name that's popped up lately, Will. Oh, Len the Cat. Len the Cat. Oh, I love this guy. If you have not met Len the Cat, just go hang out with him as the herb turns into the bottle from Min the Mage.
I don't know, like the noticing the don't, but instead of nothing there. And Len meeting us in chat, saying hello.
There he is. Len, we gotta get together, man. Please send me a note. And we'll hang out sometime and tell some stories. There's the canal pickup for the Gambler at the 55-minute mark.
There we are.
Min is headed towards Canary. He's going to get some supplies. He's got to turn in that crystal, and I got a feeling about this crystal. It's the vendor item all along.
Yep. And Ragnarok letting us know how he feels with the repeated "no," waiting on those pickups as long as he did. They were there all along. All he had to do was press a little bit further and he'd have had them. Min about to let us know what exactly is hiding behind that crystal. What's Matoya sitting on?
Is it Matoya all along? There's the reset from Min. Walks through the river system. It's only a shorter system to walk distance-wise because the floater.
And there it is. There it is.
Matoya all along.
Yep. And we were already in go mode floaterless prior to that.
Well, raw.
Yeah. I believe that's gonna be in
I think it's the
Ice
bottom.
Cave.
Oh, it could be. Okay. Yeah, I was looking at a bottle-type slab turn-in scenario for the rod. We know one of our players has the chime. I believe it's minthemage. We're trying to get that to light up right now. It came from Sarda, of course. It looks like it's stuck. Professor Renderer, the mad scientist, by the way, behind the scenes here from Light to the Past, is trying to fix it as frantically as he can.
Yes, Min does have the chime. Correct.
There we go. Refresh worked. Thank you, Professor Renderer. Ragnarok. I believe he took out Carrie. I was staring,
He
we
did.
were trying to get. Okay.
Most certainly did.
There's an orb for Rags. He's headed back towards the ice cave.
Yeah, this needs to be Rod. Like no question, this has to be Rod. And if it's Thor Hammer, if it's Power Glove, Ragnarok, I don't see him. I don't see how he comes back. I don't see a path to victory for him.
Could be problematic. Meanwhile, minthemage, just under the hour mark at 58 minutes, overwalks the Ryukon Desert, wants to plop his head in there, uses the floater, changes the status quo, because everybody's going to the party. Let's have a real good time. Minthemage is in the air at the 58-minute mark.
He's gonna make his way, I believe, to no. He's going.
Bottle?
I think he's gonna turn in
Tail.
the tail.
And that's not the bottle directly south. It's going to turn the tail. He's going to class promote.
Now Min's sitting on
Yeah.
one ribbon, correct?
Correct.
All right. Yeah, so he's
Toy
effectively with katana, with X-Cal, effectively even in equipment go mode. Like, you may want a little bit better armor for your knight, but all in all, we're pretty much good to go. Press the advantage and win the game.
Question from chat, did Min turn in the herb? Yes. Led to the bottle, did not turn the bottle in quite yet. Wants to get all this stuff out of the way first as we near the hour mark. Ragnarok has re-entered the ice cave. Had trouble in here earlier. He's down to 3 warriors already. Frost dragons. Oh. Black
It's not
Shreya's
looking
Frost
good.
dragon feels bad.
Well, this whole thing feels bad. It's just like everything that could have gone wrong for Ragnarok did, and everything that could have gone right for Min did. So this is a tale of two runs through the same.
You know, and Ragnarok plays like this. We have a very similar style. I can relate to what Ragnarok is doing, and I can relate to the disappointment of when nothing you're trying to do works
Yes.
as well. But
Yeah.
we're going to have fun with it. That's what we do here. Final Fantasy Randomizer Week 5, Monte Chaos Casino Tournament, Chaos Week, 3 loose items. It's live right here on Speed Gaming, later on over on YouTube, where I came from, Will. So it's a great community over there.
Yes.
We always read the comments, so thank you. Keep leaving them. Enjoy the show.
Indeed. And Dragon Armor. So whatever I was saying about equipment, he's ovaled out prior to that. Like the only thing you can get now that's any better is Ninja Shield or Rivet. That's it. I might throw a Pro Ring on there in lieu of the Gauntlet, and make sure that you got some Death Protection on top of the Elemental Protection you're getting from Dragon Armor.
It will.
Yes, sir.
Professor Renderer, something's just pointed out in chat. Caleb, actually. Did Ragnarok get the canal off that Agama guarded chest?
Indeed.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I was probably like shilling something. I might have missed it.
Yeah, I'm relatively certain he got that. Yeah,
Okay.
I
Yes, he did.
vaguely remember
I remember
getting
seeing it. I actually called it with the Oxio and that right underneath it. There's a Wizards. Chance to strike first for Ragnarok. He's going to run and get in that hard part again of the encounter table. Min's made his way to Gaia. Does he check any magic shops here? He does not.
No. Interesting.
7 magic.
Do we have access to fast?
Yes.
We do have fast. Okay.
It was
fast temper.
3.
Okay.
Thank you, Professor Renderer. Min's gonna turn in that bottle. Is this the rod? Is this a potential go mode? Is it an adamant situation? What else is loose? We have not seen a power gauntlet or a Thor's hammer quite yet.
Those are the 2 things we can get here, I believe. And it's the Thor hammer. Womp, womp, womp.
Okay, so the slab loose, adamant loose, leads to each other, leads to rod, and the other scenario would be power gauntlet.
Well, have we found out yet what the incentive item is here in Ice Cave?
Oh wait,
I don't think we've seen it. I don't think we've seen that yet.
That's right.
And Min also wants to know, hey, what's going on in this cold place here?
Well, players now in the cold place. What is this, Northern Michigan?
Ashwaubenon?
We might see one of our players get knocked off Schwabenon later. If you guys want to hear that, we'll see. That'll be up to a certain squid to potentially make that happen. Get you that call.
I like this, like Caleb calling out in chat, dive rodless Earth. I don't mind that play at all at this point, especially Earth 1, Earth 2. Those are not hard checks to make. Nothing at all. Ragnarok getting through these white dragons and getting himself a Vorpal for his pleasure. I believe you have some opinions about that sword.
Are you talking about the game changer?
I believe I am.
One of my favorites. You know, I heard Ishbin Maya really put it very middle of the road because it's Maya. And what it is that he said it's a sort of middling damage, but superior crit rate. Fair, Will? I think, can we agree on that?
Yes, absolutely.
I can too. But it's beautiful. It's so pretty, you know. And enemies run away when you have it. Sometimes, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that's my baby. That's you know, the crit machine is what I like to call it. There's a group of us that swear by it, and that's what we like to go with. There's certainly other options out there. I've used them as well. Still situation dependent, level dependent, like warrior dependent. Everything is dependent upon your status within the game. But number one for me, it is that game changer. Should I have the option?
That's right. So Ragnarok getting a second ribbon and making his way toward the incentive item here. Are we going to find a rod or are we going to find the power glove? Neither one of them have access to warp, so we're going to have to go through the long way.
Right, the adamant and slab are in the mix here, fans. But the 2 things that we need to find right now, one loose, one in ice cave, eventually will lead to either that rod or the power gauntlet. I want to find out this item, Will, with our players being right here. And we haven't prepped this. Usually we prep fans. We go over some of the stories that we want to go through and some of maybe the points that we want to hit on, but we haven't prepped this one. If you know it, Will, I want to hear the story of Bonk. Bonk, bonk, bonk. The whole story of how it became that. If you know it, it wasn't split punched. It was Tsar.
I don't remember. I do not remember who coined that.
Drumboardist. Drumboardist.
Ah, drumboardist
right?
called bonk.
See, if you can remember that story, I'd love to hear it. If not, you're going to hear it the next time the Willuminati gets together.
Right. I don't remember exactly how that came about, but I've been calling it that ever since. Bonk glove, bonk gauntlet, power glove.
Drumboardist.
It sounds like something drumboardist would come up with, so yeah, that wouldn't surprise me in the least.
Ragnarok taking the trap tile of the waters. There's that power of the ice and the black shark, and he runs away.
Oh no, FFR special. That would have been a really good XP get, but surviving is important. Was he planning on letting that black mage sit there, or is that just
Pound, he's got life though.
Then it very well might be intentional.
Oh, Zap gets it. 2 ribbon characters. That's Time Elemental Zap from the Proscos. I think they ambushed Rags. What else do they have besides Scorch? No, they did not ambush him. He gets off the Fire 3, but he's got life in those 2 ribbons. There's the game changer from Min the Mage. Right to his weapons. Switches the Excalibur. Equips the Vorpal on the Knight. There you go, Min.
Oh, wow.
Attaboy.
Bypassing Excal for Vorpal?
Sure.
At this percentage, I don't know that I'd do that, but
Guys won 3 games in a row. He's leading this match, playing so well right now. Min's being aggressive as can be. Puts the Vorpal on. Love it, Will.
Yeah. And a lot of good it's going to do him on a dead night, but, you know.
Hey, let's talk about that. There's the ribbon pickup from minhthemage.
There you go.
Somebody wouldn't realize that. Minhthemage with the vorpal. These wizards should probably run away. So they're hitting him 3 times a pop. It's a paralysis touch from the wizards. Min's down to 1 warrior.
Uh-oh.
That's standing. He's gonna try to use the lightning 3. The wizards do not resist this. They're not weak to it, but they don't resist it. 3 hits from the wizard. Single hit, he gets the lightning 3 off. It should get at least 5 of them, probably. No, it gets 3.
Three out of... Oh, wow.
He lost Matt. He's gonna try to run. He got initiated. He got away. That's pretty big. That's the first problem Min's had this match.
No life?
No. Level 3, second slot, white mage only.
Brutal.
If there's life 2, Professor Renderer, I'm checking the notes right now. I never saw life 2.
Not a nice cave,
No.
exactly. Don't!
Min should be able to get away from this fight, even though there's 9 enemies. He
Oh,
resets.
it's a wipe. Ragnarok needed that wipe from Min. Ragnarok's got to schlep all the way back to do these turn-ins because he still does not have his floater.
Okay, he does have life 2. We're taking a look into that right now. Thank you to the champion, Crab Cakes, for letting us know. Meanwhile, Gators and Piranhas rocking rags. He's down to 2 warriors, but he doesn't care. He's going to use that life. Try to get out of here.
Mm-hmm. So just leaving that black mage down. Is he just trying to filter XP? I don't know about leaving a black mage down. The spell charges are going to be pretty important late game. And Min going back in. Yeah, I might just go ahead and take these waters down. Some real good XP.
There's the adamant. Comes from the ice cave, it looks like. Will that lead to the power gauntlet? Rod.
It's gonna lead to either the rod or the power gauntlet. There's really nothing else it could be as far as I know.
Min's gonna retrace his steps. You know he's going back to those lower 6 chests to potentially pick up that game changer. There's a use of the katana.
That's
From
what's
the
up.
ninja. See that?
The big-
Katana outdid the Excalibur on that one. Right there.
that is the big boy Vorpal right there. Only one character can equip it, but when they do, they hit.
Nuke is actually first slot. That's Red
Mhm.
Wizard learnable level 6.
Good stuff.
You're not gonna get a lot of charges out of the Red Wizard in this type of design, but it's gonna be there. We got a question from chat, Will.
Mm-hmm.
It's from football. Has Will Bloodworth ever faced Will Cleosis in a tournament match? I can answer that. Will Bloodworth has a quick story for you. The answer is no.
No, that's correct. So we've been talking about for almost 2 years now having something called the Battle of the Wills, where T and I, we have yet to decide what kind of format this is going to be, but certainly it will be, if it's not the most hyped thing in the history of FFR, I really don't know what. Certainly we will put a show on when that does eventually happen.
We will let you all know for sure. It's coming. I promise.
Yes.
Ragnarok's gonna turn into TNT. Is this the rod? It is the slab. Okay, so more drama. Cut to that dwarf. Hooray!
Hooray!
Go Ragnarok.
Hooray, we got a slab, yay. So now, we are going to find out. Well, actually we're not, because he doesn't have access to,
No. You can find
okay.
out. You can find out for a long time.
Mm-mm.
Ragnarok finally uses the canals out in Malmond. Min continues to extend his lead, even with the Parish and Ice Cave. Picks up the ribbon. There's that Brack. That is Red Wizard locked. Which else level 5 Black Magic. So, no exit, no warp. Or exit was 6, excuse me. Magic not the greatest. It's okay.
It's because you don't have low level sweeper spells. It definitely makes life a lot tougher. A lot more melee, a lot more elemental stuff going on. Slab to power bonk is Caleb's ask here for the seed.
There's the adamant pickup for Min. try to get out of here has got to walk it. Ragnarok is headed in the right direction. The meta here, again, we talked about it earlier, it's Castle of Ordeal. A singular entrance, whereas Ragnarok, should he go towards the waterfall area, would be the vendor item of the crystal and a couple other things, a few more things to do over there, but everyone seems to go into Castle of Ordeal, and that is where he's going.
Yeah, the correct play. So let's see how Ragnarok handles it. I mean, he's got a lot better levels, a lot better equipment coming into this than Min had, and Min got through in one shot, to my recollection. So I think he'll be able to breeze through here 4 minutes.
Another match coming up Friday, April 24th, Will, that I'm looking forward to. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be right here in the Speed Gaming family of networks. We were there when she started, Will. She was with us her first time. What a difference a year makes. Danny3883. And everything she does for Final Fantasy Randomizer steps into the ring against DVO XS. It's going to be a tight one. I'm excited for it. Friday, April 24th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here at Speed Gaming.
Absolutely. Danny, I think if we're going to say 2 people are effectively the current backbone of this FFR community, I would say it would be Caleb and Danny. They have done more for volunteering for this tournament and for things auxiliary and ancillary to this tournament that we just wouldn't have 50% of the staffing for it, 50% of the organization for it, that if they had not been here. So I'm more than happy to give props to both of them for really making this machine run, for oiling it and making sure that the gears are turning every single day. Thanks to both of you.
And the mage is out with the adamant, but has an airship advantage. He picks up his slab. Does he go and do that right now, or does he route differently as Ragnarok trying to get through the pillar maze of Castle Bordeaux? We know this is not required. We know it's the crown which will lead to the tail. Min directly to Melmon to translate the slab.
I think he does need a class change.
Yeah.
He's got to have good equipment. He's got to have access to the good equipment. He has to have access to some of the spells he doesn't have. That red mage needs to be active, especially if he's leaving that black mage dead. So class change is non-negotiable. But that's also going to eat some time up. That's going to let Min continue to progress on him. So realistically, the only hope that Ragnarok's really got right now is if TOFR smacks Min across the face 2 or 3 times.
We've seen it. We've been in those matches, Will.
It certainly happened. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've won races because of that. Yes.
I think we all have, certainly at some point. Min is headed directly there. This is the 3rd time I've said this, but it's true. Subtle move from Min. He wants to know whether or not this is the rod or not because he wants that darn information. And if this is the power gauntlet, great, he's going to take it. He's going to try to get zapped first by the frost wolves. Not going to work. But he wants to know where he stands as far as progression. Is he in goal mode or not?
Yeah. And if he finds that out, then he can start digging. And where do you go to dig first? Sky, sky, sky. At least in my opinion, that's where I go first. 50 plus chests, a fiend dungeon. It's just a no-brainer. But if this is Rod, the wheels come off. We've got jet engines. We're going. We're flying.
50-50. It's the power
gauntlet. It is the bonk. And the wishes of chat have been answered. We've got a loose Rod out there.
That keeps Ragnarok in this game, at least at this point, as far as progression and leadership right now. That's what Ragnarok, no idea, but he's happy to see it.
Right. So Ragnarok is going to have to big brain this. He's going to have to galaxy brain this and go either to Sea Shrine or Sky prior to doing the chain of events for Slab. So he's got to make the right plays here.
Speaking of the right plays, Ragnarok is headed in the right way. The crystal is over here. It's the vendor item. It will lead to the floater. Great to get out here with these two, Will. The names you don't see too often, they aren't talked about so much. I got a feeling, though, a year from now, when I'm a year older and you're a year grayer, these players might be talked about a little bit more than they are right now. So it's great to get out here and get these guys over a little bit. Good, even, solid match coming into this, and just it's come up roses for Min and just playing Q for Rags.
Yeah, this is definitely a long fall for Ragnarok from having that close of a match against Crab Cakes to having he's not playing poorly. Let me make that distinction right
No,
now.
not
Ragnarok
at
is
all.
not playing poorly. He's having bad luck, and that's the nature of rando. That's just the nature of the game. You can make decisions that aren't bad decisions. They're just wrong. They're just incorrect for that seed.
Yeah.
And Min's made better ones. They played out better.
Me and you, definitely me, would have gone to the Marsh Cave really wrong.
Yeah.
In this match, I'd have been there. I'd have cleared it out, and I would have said. "Arr."
Yeah, the irony of the Marsh Cave being victory music is not lost on me. This is anything but.
Ragnarok, of course, in the waterfall. The herb is loose in here.
Mhm.
Will lead to the bottle, as well as the ruby, which is incentivized, comes from the robot, incentivized NPC, non-playable character.
Min is taking this Blue D fight melee style. Wants that XP, and will get it. That Vorpal doing some work, as I'm sure you predicted it would.
Could be. It's level 19, I believe, from Min.
Get Vorped.
Let's see.
There you go, Anna.
Anna Maniac comes out very rarely here in Speed Gaming to say hello. She's been watching for years, ever since I started. My very favorite. Thank you, Anna. Always a pleasure. Get Vorped. You're going to be hearing that a little bit more, Will, now. We heard that one.
Oh, yeah. There's your herb, there's your ruby. What shall we do with these, he says to himself.
Well, you can't use... You got exit. Okay, there's the exit charges. There's something good for Rags. Starting to get something going.
So here's the thing. The best thing Ragnarok can do right now is dive C. Go to C, and he's not going to do it.
As soon as possible, at least.
If he was to go to C right now, which, oh, hey, maybe he is.
I think this is a house play. No? No, he is. He is.
I really, really hope, for his sake, to make this a little bit more even of a match, that he pulls the rod out of C Shrine, because that will even things up a lot more. Because then Ragnarok can go on all his quests for turn-ins and so forth, and end up in go mode. Whereas Min is going to full clear Mirage and Sky, and come up empty, potentially.
Potentially.
But if Min finds the rod before him, the lights are going out.
It's very dim.
Yeah.
Let's go to some technical stuff here, Will. Fans, I know we had a couple comments earlier about some of the technical stuff of the game that we like to go through. Ragnarok's screen, Will, he's getting stingered right now, but he's got a Perished Light Warrior. I noticed what slot that is in. Can you tell us a little bit about the benefits of maybe moving that Perished Light Warrior and what they might be?
Yeah, if we put that in the 2 slot, the way that the game distributes hit statistically, your top player is going to absorb 50% of the hits. The second slot absorbs 25%, and the third and fourth slot absorb 12.5%. When a character dies, those percentages get redistributed. But if you have a down character in the second slot, it's going to redistribute a lot more of that remainder to the top. So your knight or whoever your tank is going to absorb most of the hits, and it'll take pressure off of your mages, so that they're not tanking hits off these lobsters, for example. So it's a smart idea to move that to the second spot instead of where it is right now, 4.
The lob mobs?
The lob mobs. Lob mobs.
Once again, we'd like to thank Professor Renderer for stepping out. Seen him for so many times. I looked up and I saw that he wanted to work with us, Will, and it's an honor. Thank you very much, Professor Renderer, for taking care of the tracking. Can't wait to do it again.
Thanks for joining us. Getting away from some ghosts and making his way back down. Is he going to come up with a rod? Like you said, he looked like he was go-moding. And if he does go-mode the majority of this bottom floor, his odds of finding a loose rod here, not so good.
No.
Not good at all.
We know that 2 of our 3 loose items will end up being required. The herb and the waterfall will not be. It led to the bottle, which of course led to Thor's hammer.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, stone poison. Hello. Luckily, ribbons on those 2 characters means, and we're not going to have that big of an issue. Min did not visit any of C Shrine to my recollection.
Nah.
So, yeah, Cyrano is saying he might not have checked floor 1 since he knew he'd be coming back to it quickly. doing mermaids. Not a bad call. Yeah, Ragnarok might be able to find a soft potion in one of these chests. He's gonna hope he does. Oh no, it looks like he's go-moding. Oh boy.
I like it. I know the situation. We know that.
Yes.
Ragnarok's saying I'm in a lot of trouble, and he is.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is actually the right call.
If
If you already lost.
It's the strategic play,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not. According to the seed, it's not the correct one.
Oh, you're dead on accurate with that.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. So if Min clears Sky, almost certainly going C next.
Correct. So it would be he would need to do Earth. And one of the reasons Rags is doing this is that he has not seen the Thor's Hammer from the Battle Tournament. He has not seen the Power Gauntlet from the Slab. He's banking that they are not required in trying to get back in this match.
Mm-hmm. J-Lo saying the rod will just be in the vampire chest. And if it is, that's still advantage Min, because Min will get there before Ragnarok will, in all likelihood. And yeah, I'm thinking Rod will probably be in Earth as well. I actually was suggesting he do an early Earth dive about an hour ago. I'd love to see that happen.
Ragnarok still without a floater. Gonna try to light his second orb, and Min right there trying to light his second orb. So as far as orbs go, on paper, we're pretty even.
Yes, on paper. But realistically, we know this is very much Min's race to lose at this point.
Another double fighter tile from Min. He's gonna run. Okay. So light axe, a little bit of money, still in search of the rod. We know it is the rod itself. It's nothing that will lead to it. No more fetching. Meanwhile, Ragnarok's gonna try to light his second orb. He finally rearranges that party.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But not in a way that will benefit. Actually, no, he's rezzing that character. So yeah, this actually isn't terrible. And there's Ultros. I mean Kraken.
It's Kraken against Ragnarok trying to light his second orb. Let's have some fun.
Tease the octopus, buddy. Tease the octopus.
Gonna use some evasion. Do a little bit of buffing. I didn't see a Bane or anything like that. Kraken is fairly susceptible to that. Kraken opens up with a lightning too, just like the good old days. Ragnarok starts his stacks of evasion and buffering. Meanwhile, Min on the right side of your screen attempts to enter go mode more, trying to fight that loose rod. Round 2 for Ragnarok against the squid, the fiend of the water. It is Kraken. We'll see him at 2,000 years in the past later. That's damage poison from Kraken. Takes out that top light where there's 106 and more evasion from Ragnarok.
Where's the Brack spell at? Where's the Brack? Come on, buddy.
I know it's level 5. He's got Bane. Get Bane.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
4. He's going for damage.
End this fight.
330 damage from Ragnarok into Kraken. Kraken responds. Ragnarok continues to buff. A little bit of a longer fight. The longer this fight goes on, better it favors Kraken, but Ragnarok's really getting some damage. And there's another assault from the 683.
Boom.
That's the Sun Sword.
That's it. Don't. Ragnarok letting us know how he feels. Go back in. Go to mermaids. I know you're not gonna, but
no, he's not gonna.
But Rod almost certainly has to be there. I believe the only other option is Earth. We've got how many chests that it could be in? We've got 5. I think we have 5 on the top floor. We have 6 on the floor below that, and we have 5 more on the floor below that. So 5, 6, and 5. That's gonna be 16 chests. We have far more than that left in C that we haven't checked yet. Statistically, it's in C, but we know statistics don't really mean squat.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Cheese Nader. Thank you.
You got it, buddy. Min the Mage on the right side of your screen, doing something that I like to do and a lot of other players like to do as well. He actually bypassed the Star Room or the Asterisk Room. It's got a few different names here in Final Fantasy Randomizer. He wants the rod. He wants the rod and he wants to go. He went for a more dense chest checking option to find that thing because he was going to book it and go mode it. Didn't find it. Now he's actually coming back a floor to dig and find absolutely nothing as Ragnarok picks up his bottle from the herb turn in. Min is running from a lot of these encounters. He ran from the 2 fighters. Now he's running from the mana cores, which he probably could have taken out pretty fast. This indicates to me that he really wants to get going with it. 1 hour, 26 minutes. We are nearing the 90-minute mark. Min with a stranglehold on this match so far. Both players are 3-2. Critical match for both players to get to that guaranteed play-in race, last chance qualifier. All this stuff on the line for these two players as Ragnarok gets his tail. Is this the rod for Min? It is not. I believe he's got 2 more chests down here, the original shirt chest.
That's right.
Gonna run again from the mana cores, not taking fights, saving his charges. We're closing in the Bridge of Destiny potentially soon. He gets ambushed by heirs and Gerd.
Naga.
Not gonna be here anymore.
Aegis Shield, definitely a good pickup.
Okay.
The equipment lead is getting better and better.
Min translates his slab. Excuse me, Ragnarok translates his slab. Here lies Min the Mage, says Ragnarok, not giving up. Him checking that tells me he still believes, Will. He still does. And until you see something, Will, you're never out of this game. What is that?
Until you see done.
Done. Never out of a game.
Nope. You never know what could happen. And now Ragnarok is going to be taking this Ruby check.
Question from Bringer in chat. Floater was under the crystal, right? Correct. The crystal turn-in did do that crystal. Of course, the vendor item. It is where the floater is. Ragnarok getting there.
Yeah. Did he buy the item from Monrak?
Yes.
Okay. There's your
Ragnarok
opal tree.
freezes. Sees the opal bracelet, resets.
Doesn't even want the opal. Like, you have exit. Equip it and leave. What are you doing, buddy? The 2 or 3 seconds you save is not worth it. That's a great equipment.
I'm gonna say it this way. Ragnarok playing fast and loose. Let's put it that way. Bridge of Destiny for Min. Crowd is already starting to get into this now. Starman Zero wants to see the Death Machine. I don't know if we're gonna get too close to that. There's a double fighter tile again.
I would like to see multiple Death Machine.
Well, Bloodworth is calling for undefeated. Sonny Wrath is here live. Caleb is here. They all want to see the Death Machine. Encounter after encounter from Min the Mage. No dice today, fans.
Nope. He's shy. Shy Warmack is shy.
Min heals up, gonna try to light his second orb. He spent a lot of time in here. We had a recent perishment by, with most regard, the greatest player of Final Fantasy Randomizer history. To Tiamat here. You gotta watch out for her. She'll get you. You gotta watch out for something goofy like a hold on your damage dealer.
So, Min, throwing out a Bane. Throwing out 1 Bane, but 1 Bane's all it takes. And a hit for 356 is also all it takes.
It's the Excalibur. Min the Mage lights his second orb. 2 orbs apiece for both players now. Right. Min the Mage still missing the rod. Both players missing that.
Does
Ragnarok, go to Motea, please.
Oh, Ragnarok, come on.
You might be going that south way. No?
Yeah. But Matoya is north, so I don't understand. Is he turning an herb?
You go south to go north.
He's going back. Where is he going? Where is
Sea Shrine?
Is he going back to Sea Shrine? Or is he going to Sky? or is he going to Sky? And Caleb seems to believe he's going to Sky.
It looks like it is the Mirage Tower.
Oh, this is it.
Fast and loose. This is Ragnarok's style. I met this guy, Will. He played Broadster just a couple weeks ago. I called him up. I said, Rags, I'm doing your show. Talk to me about yourself. And he came right out and he said, this is what I do. And he's proven it. Yeah. It can really work, and it can be really disastrous.
Yes. So he has to go mode this. Just like he did with Sea Shrine. He has to go mode this. But if he's going here instead of anywhere else, instead of doing turn-ins, my fear is that he's going to full clear this. I hope I'm wrong. For his sake, I really hope he's wrong. Or I hope I'm wrong. But logically, I can't see it any other way.
Dinner time for Ragnarok.
Dude. It's a sad day when Tyros get eaten.
Lightning 3 from Min the Mage, taking out the unrunnable Sehag fight. And dinner is served for Ragnarok and Tyro. Let's see if we can see some levels here. 20?
Yeah, not bad. And what are we doing? No, he's full clearing. We are in for a slog. If Min pulls out the rod here, where Ragnarok's already been, it don't look good.
Does not.
It looks even more not good than it already does.
Min's going. Ooh. Is this a reverse strategy of what Min did in the floating fortress? He's going to check everything up to the mermaids. He's going for not chest density, he's going for chest quickness.
I don't know.
All he's interested in is the rod. It's all he cares about, literally.
When there's only one left, and there's only one progression item left, you go Kraken first. That's the correct play.
I agree.
But it might not be the correct play for this.
Two ribbons for Min the Mage. He's got an Aegis Shield, he's got a Dragon Armor, he's got the Game Changer, he's got the Legendary Excalibur. No sign of probably the most popular endgame weapon, Will. That's the Masmoon. I don't know where Min is going, by the way.
No idea.
No sign of that?
Nope, no sign of defense sword either, I don't believe.
Correct.
It's conspicuous by its absence.
Gray Sharks have Stone Poison. Okay. It hits two warriors from Min. Do you leave a couple of them maybe a little bit? You want to get some... They're Vorpal. Look at that. 284. Beautiful.
I maybe do.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like the idea of having one fewer caster of AoE, but getting more XP here while you're doing a little bit of exploration, yeah, can't hurt. Zeus Gauntlet says, nah, we're good. Min saying the heck with those save tiles, I'm gonna go ahead and get some encounters here.
Min's just automatically going to run. He's not even looking at the encounter. He isn't interested in anything. Gets petrified again. And of course these are unrunnable, so he's got to take the fight. And Min really wanted to step on it for quite a long time. The seed just isn't letting him. I remember one time, and I've said this before, not often, but Edgeworth said it one time as I was observing him and studying him and learning this game. He said, and I quote, "Sometimes the game just doesn't want you to win."
Right.
In this case, sometimes the game just wants you to keep playing.
Yeah, and that's certainly the case here. And I'm telling you, like, we're starting to see more and more as time goes by, Earth is looking more realistic as a location for this damn rod.
Min is now on the encounterless mermaid's floor. I do not think he's got exit.
I didn't see exit.
I don't think so.
And this is, as of this point, I believe it's about a 50-50 whether it's here or whether it's in Earth.
Hard numbers wise, that's pretty close as of right now. Ragnarok checking the lesser than greater than room. There's nothing here. There's an Aegis Shield a little bit later. Yeah. There's a defense sword, Will, your favorite.
Hey, that's right. That's the best sword in the game.
Let's keep an eye on this. If this rod is not here, and Min does not have exit, I'm not sure. We're taking a look. Presser Renderer's sifting through notes right now to try to figure it out. You got to keep that, I think.
The defense sword? Oh, yeah.
Yes, you have to. You have to walk.
I would never, ever forget. Never. So...
Margins are wearing thin from Min the Mage. Nothing. Only so much left from Min. There's 3 chests left, and it's there!
There it is! And Rod has been found on mermaids. Ragnarok is going to be a sad panda.
Min does not care about any Masmo or anything like that. He orphans 2 chests.
Yeah.
All he wanted was the rod. He's been looking for it forever. He's going to run out of here. No exit.
And as I said before, Ragnarok, clear C. While you're here, clear the damn thing. And he decides, nope, I'm going to go mode C and full clear sky. And it was, again, story of the whole race. Ragnarok making the incorrect call, Min making the right one.
Plan V for Ragnarok. He's running out of letters and he's running out of time.
Yep.
As Min extends his lead. That's go mode for Min the Mage. We're going to call it 1 hour 35 minutes for surrender. Sound good? Okay. Thank you very much. Once again, we are live here on Speed Gaming. We are the Reluminati. He is the immortal Will Bloodworth. I'm the Smooth Talker. My name is Will Cleosis. Thank you for joining us here. Final Fantasy Randomizer Week 5 2020 Spring Tournament. Winner gets on to 4 wins. So important. Such a big match for both players.
And it's looking like Min has absolute control of this race. We're talking at this point maybe 2 deep Topher wipes of the lead. Because Ragnarok still has turn-ins to do. He still has 2 fiends to kill. He's on his way to one of them. He has a rod to go back and find. He's got to turn in the... actually, no. I don't think he has to turn in Crystal because that's Floater, and you can beat this without it. But he certainly has to go back to Sea Shrine. He has to go back to Mermaids. And I don't like the odds of that happening before he goes to Earth, clearing 1 through 3. I just don't like the odds of him making that decision at this point.
Medusas get taken down for Rags. He's going to continue the ascend the floating fortress as Min is on his way to try to light his 4th orb in go mode.
Min is in the best shape you could possibly ask for at this point. On hour 36, he probably even feels behind and has no idea how ahead he actually is.
That can lead to hasty decisions, potentially.
It could.
Could.
But there's not a lot of risk here left except for Topher. Like, as far as what Min's got left to do, kill Kraken, kill Lich, go to Topher. There's nothing he can botch at this point aside from running away from every fight and going in underleveled, which I don't think he can do. He's not even checking the free chest, he's just going.
Lobster gets whacked from the ninja and a katana.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't talked about this either. Your baby,
Mm-hmm.
Thief and Ninja, the changes that have been talked about for years and implemented live on the site. They're live in this tournament or whatever. You love them. What are they?
Yes. We have a double hit rate on the Thief now. That means that what the original Thief hit rate was, which was 2 per level, has now been doubled to 4, which means that getting weapons with more hits happens a lot faster for the Thief than any other character. So you can have Masa swinging for 7 hits, or Katana with all that crit power swinging for 7 hits late game on a high level ninja. We have the durability isn't any different, but being able to be more of a glass cannon character who can also run from fights, in my opinion, makes him the best character to take with you. A lot of people part with me on that opinion. A lot of people think thieves are useless. The best place for a thief is on the ground, But realistically, thieves can get you out of so many jams and save you so much time over the course of a run that I don't see dismissing them out of hand like that. It doesn't make sense to me. I was using them back before they even had the thief changes and appreciating their runability. Now it's just a no-brainer for me to take one every single race. Yep, Thief can learn Temper. That's correct. Yep, Black Belt at 10 does double, Black Belt does double their hit rate with Fast, up as high as 20. Len calling me the original hipster taking thieves when they sucked. No, they did.
That's good. That's
I mean, yeah, I'm looking right now. I've got a Perler that
what?
A Perler. It's
What?
a Perler. Do yourself a favor and Google that. It's a character design with beads, with colored beads, in the shape of the 8-bit thief, sitting right next to my microphone right here.
Oh, is that the stuff that Drolf does?
That's correct.
Awesome.
Draw it.
Okay.
And proudly wearing that thief banner. Proud leader and founder of the Thieves Guild, an unofficial group of people who are fans of taking and making use of the thief/ninja in these races. And to the day I die, I will be promoting that thief.
Min has entered the Earth Cave in go mode on quest to light his 4th orb. He's been trying to get here the entire time and trying to step on it. My feeling and indication is that he feels not necessarily behind, but he feels he's got to go and go now and should have gone earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Right now,
Well,
Ragnarok is in a lot of trouble.
Yes. Definitely. He needs to go, right after this, he needs to go immediately back to Siege Shrine, immediately to the Mermaid floor. Anything short of that, and he is losing colossal amounts of time to mid. So we absolutely need to see Ragnarok make a... we can't call it big brain at this point because he missed it the first time, but he needs to make a medium brain move here and go back to the Siege Shrine. Whiz-vamp fight on Ragnarok's side. Generally, these are intimidating, but by themselves, not really that big of a deal.
Ragnarok's closing in on the Bridge of Destiny. We're gonna try to have some fun here. He's on it.
Here we go. A Warmech fight could give him a little bit of a level advantage. Two of them could give him a colossal advantage on levels. So
maybe some momentum.
A little bit.
Could use it. He's
Yes.
healing up, preparing for that. He doesn't even get one encounter.
Hero run across the Bridge of Destiny. If there's ever a time you didn't necessarily want a hero run and you wanted to get some encounters for levels, that would have been it.
Yeah.
But all the same. A pro ring in the vampire chest. It didn't protect you from dying, sir. You should have put it on before you put it in that box. Rub Spectre. Still cool. Naruto ran over the bridge. Yeah, that was definitely... He had his arms behind him, running full speed. Whoosh.
Coming up tonight here on Speed Gaming, Psytown against Boogie. Speed Gaming 3. It's the Zelda Randomizer Random Percent Tournament. I've been watching a lot of it. It's going to be on Speed Gaming 3, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. Ragnarok taking on Tiamat. Fade for 129. Tiamat comes back with the Ink Skill.
Mm-hmm. And Min taking the suboptimal route through the Earth Cave, going topside through the bats. But
biggest misstep, really, this entire match. He's played it well. Both players have played it well, really.
Right. It's just come down to routing. It's come down to the decisions, where to go, when to go there, what to check.
So black shirt for chip damage for 30. An attack from, I believe that's the Sun Sword for 294. Takes out Tiamat. That's
Number
3 orbs for Ragnarok.
He is technically
He's turning
tied.
around. He's turning around.
Oh, what ball. I love this play. Love it. He has to know he is behind by a country mile. He's like, let's hunt some robots.
Well, at least gonna have some fun. There's a couple different things going on here with Ragnarok. It's strategic. It's a little bit of fun. Who knows what in the world else it is with this guy?
Yeah, what's going through his head right now is probably there's the only way that I'm getting through this, that I'm going to win this, is if Topher is a Hell March. So let's get some levels. Let's hunt down Warmech. Let's hope Warmech isn't a bringer of doom, and do what we can. Even fighter fights are not bad. If we can scoop up some fighter XP, even that's fine.
Less RNGs. That's Mage Rion. Great to see you. Is in chat here. We've got a raid from Randomania and all their fans. Meanwhile, the left side of your screen for anyone that's coming new, Ragnarok is behind in this match. His opponent, Min the Mage, is entering the Temple of Fiends Revisited with loaded gear at 1 hour, 44 minutes and change. Ragnarok is hunting for Warmech.
Mm-hmm. Min rearranging his inventory, getting the heals on the bottom left, as is the way. Ragnarok is... I think Ragnarok's doing what I would do at this point, which is let's mitigate the possibility of a very difficult Temple of Fiends, because we know...
Warmech pushes Ragnarok! Goes with a physical attack and goes right at that top light warrior. I don't know what it is. Because I can't tell.
It's a fighter.
That's the fighter. Blondie,
yes. 1
damage from the fighter, and if it gets a fast. Ragnarok better rethink this right now. Nah, he doesn't care. He's going to try to temper. He's going to try to fight. He's going to get the 3 light warriors. Min is in the Temple of Fiends right now, nearing the Temple of Fiends Revisited. There's Temper and a Fire 2 from Warmech. The Death Machine against Ragnarok. Is this the highlight for Ragnarok in this great match?
Fate is the play. Magic is the only way you're going to do any damage here, because apparently you're not getting much out of that sword.
Zap from Warmech. Misses. It's completely ineffective. Ribbon's helping. More Tempers going out. 2 hits from that fighter was like Inferno! That's a fire elemental. High damage spell. Ragnarok protecting himself, but he's only getting 2 hits off the fighter. Yep. He is not even in the air yet, Ragnarok. He cannot class promote. He's low. Bane! Bane! Bane him! Bane him! Okay. Excited there for a second. Then a black shirt for chick damage. Ink comes out. It's a free round for Regs, although the dark status did. Oh, he missed.
Oh, and he misses with it. He misses with, I believe that's the Sun Sword.
Nuclear! Mormek
Ouch.
is radioactive on the left side of your screen. Ragnarok loses a warrior. Min the Mage is 2,000 years in the past. He has now unlocked the last open door. He's on his way towards chaos. Damage poison
no.
from Mormek. Ragnarok is on the ropes and he gave up.
Oh no.
Did the right thing.
He had to do it. He had to. There was no way he was getting out of that fight alive.
Ragnarok is retreating in the floating fortress. Will help.
XP?
Is it XP?
It's gotta be. Like, what? Why else would you do this? Unrunnable Sentry, another tough high evasion enemy that hits hard.
Do not
What?
look at the right side of your screen.
Ah.
Burn him down, man. There you
Cure
go.
4 Gurmedusas. You don't have high enough HP for that to matter. What you doing? Yeah. I think,
Ah!
oh, there they are. I know you have some traumatic response to these guys.
They are unrunnable as well. Unrunnable Cure 4 Medusa is a lot more friendly than some of the others in the past. He's been closing in on the Fiend refight of Lich.
You
His
wanna scoop
weapons
up
are...
levels.
He's got a katana on the ninja and Vorpal and or Excalibur on his knight.
What in the world is Ragnarok doing? Is he coming down to Sky 2 for eye fights?
Did he skip some chests that he has to
I don't
look for?
believe so.
Is
Maybe?
it this room? He skipped this room. That makes sense.
Okay. You just don't. Yeah, you grab that because there's a universe in which you actually get the chance to equip that.
There is a
It may not be this one.
Yeah, there's a universe where you get to get in the air eventually too, like when you turn to the crystal.
Mhm.
Min trying to get by these unrunnable earths. Hopefully those unrunnables lighten up on Min the Mage. He's
Yep.
reduced his earths. He's level 26, 27. Gear's pretty darn good. Levels are strong. I like Min's chances here. He's played a strong, solid game.
Yes. Yeah, don't let the race time fool you into thinking that this wasn't a fast progressing seed. Like, Min has had to full clear a lot of places and had to do so without big sweeper spells like that. No nuke, no fade anytime early. And here we go.
And is now on the fire floor. Ragnarok is out. He's got his orb lit just because he didn't use the exit. Well, he did, but he
Yeah.
didn't use the actual exit. He's headed towards turning in that crystal.
Did he
gonna-
light the orb?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
At least he did that.
Watch Ragnarok. He should go south, not north, and turn in the crystal.
Yep.
Okay.
And he'll probably still go get the. He'll get the floater. He'll go get his airship, and
He's
and
going
he'll
to
go.
Earth Cave.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Carry 2 from In the Mage.
No, looks
Round-
like he might be going back to sea.
He's going back to sea. Okay.
Oh
Yes.
wow! The only play he had left, he had to do it.
Well, it's a floaterless seed.
Yeah, he has.
I mean,
He's
it
got to do it
is.
floaterless.
Yeah.
Go to mermaids, sir.
Min is now onto the water floor, making good work of this Temple of Fiends Revisited. Wants to take the fight. You saw that hesitation. He hesitates
love it.
again. He knows he's got to go. He feels he's got to go.
This is what Edgeworth refers to as the XP Pinata fight, and it's if you're gonna take one, well, he decides not to. No, you don't want to. Crabcake's pointing out that you do not want to fight fiends with a sun sword and no bonk. That's correct.
That is absolutely correct.
You don't. I mean, you may think you do. You're wrong. You don't.
That's correct. And there's people that think differently. That's just our opinion, and we
Yeah.
agree strongly on that.
Yes.
Here. Kraken 2 against Min. Is Kraken a roadblock for Min the Mage? He's going to do some evasion. He's going to do some tempers. He's going to go for damage and a fast. Kraken gets initiative. He uses the ink skill. That's good. Fast gets off before any type of attack. He's going for the ninja, the katana, and the crit rate. There's an attack from the katana into Kraken. 2 hits, only 70 will. That's
Oh.
abs. He's got abs.
He does. He's been working on his core.
Fast into the night. That's the Vorpal. 3 hits, 290. That's the crit machine from the Game Changer. 3 hits, only 49. No crit from the katana that time. That will change soon. Another favor from Kraken 2 is a lightning 2 into Min. We're going to move on to round 3 as Ragnarok has made his way to the mermaids. He will get his rod. He will enter go mode floaterless very soon. 3 hits, 196 from Min. He's through.
That's all it took. Low HP, as these fiends have tended to be in this flag set. A lot of sub 100% HP fiends that we've seen. And Ragnarok finally gets there at 151.
No.
Yes, sir. That's the correct answer. That is the correct answer. No, indeed.
Tiamat 2 from In the Mage. He made quick work of Kraken, made it look easy. Slow 2 hits the Knight. There's a fast. The Knight's back to before, as if the slow 2 didn't matter. There's 5 hits. No evasion for Tiamat. Min has the information. There's 4 hits from the crit machine. 280 from the Vorpal.
Mm-hmm.
Temper's coming out. The ninja again with the katana after the temper. 10 hits, 539. Ooh. The Vorpal, 194 after a critical hit. Min taking control of this match. He's had it from the beginning. Taking control of Tiamat 2 now. Bane.
Tia cannot have much HP left, and does not, and it is over. Min versus Chaos, 1-on-1 for all the marbles in this fight. Is he going to be a gatekeeper? I don't know.
Ragnarok on the left side of your screen, really having a good time with this. Ragnarok knows he's out of this. He can feel it. He bought more crystals.
He bought more crystals.
He did, yeah. Here we go. 2,000 years in the past. It's going to be Min the Mage trying to win his 4th game against the Ultimate Fiend Chaos. Chaos sent the 4 fiends 2,000 years in the future. Min went 2,000 years in the past to come after him. That's 109 and a fast and more evasion now for Min. Excuse me, this is round 1. First evasion. Defense sword from Min. Chaos attacks. Chaos missed.
If Chaos doesn't have a spell list, this is just a formality.
2 hits for 186. There's an attack. 3 hits, 171 for the katana. The Vorpal. 85 damage, only 1 hit. There's a fast into the Game Changer. More evasion from Min. We're going to move on to round 3. Does Min the Mage have what it takes to finish off this Chaos right here? You know he wants it. Chaos misses again. Well, it's only a matter of time.
Yep. This does not look like a no spell list on this Chaos that we're aware of.
274 from the Game Changer. Is the katana or the Vorpal that finishes this?
We'll find out. 1 hit, 1 damage, though. Didn't look too good.
Hey, that was nothing. Katana! 325, not enough. Is this the last round from In the Mage here live on Speed Gaming? Thank you for joining us. And the winner, after a critical hit from the katana, doesn't get it done. The Vorpal 301 gets it done. Min the Mage moves to 4-2. Congratulations. SRL time, that is 153.59. 154 flat, basically. Congratulations.
GG Min. And Ragnarok gets his floater as the match ends.
Fitting.
One orb short of Topher. All things considered, didn't do badly. This had a very big string of bad luck early on. Got way behind, went to some wrong places. Things just did not go his way. And considering that's the case, he's only an orb back. That's not that bad.
We're going to see if we can get Min in here. We're seeing if we can come on over. The players are chatting behind the scenes right now. Ragnarok's being like, Ragnarok essentially just told Min the Mage, yeah, I was really, really far behind. Mm-hmm. Speaking of Min the Mage, moving on to 4-2. Min, that's 4 wins in a row for you after losing your first 2. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy right now.
Can imagine so. Welcome to the 4 wins in a row club, buddy.
Thank you.
It's rare air up here. So, go ahead.
I got one thing for you. You got in the air at the 58-minute mark. Your opponent got the floater and didn't even get in the air when you finished. Congratulations.
Really?
Yes, sir.
He grabbed the floater right as you done.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Wow.
Take a ball.
So yeah, Min, what happened here was it was a tale of two seeds. It was the same race, it was the same flag, same everything, same locations, but you went places you were supposed to go. Ragnarok went places that he was not. And that was the tale of the seed. Neither of you played poorly, neither of you made bad decisions, it just came down to routing.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we're also joined here by Ragnarok, GG Ragnarok. Would you go ahead and share with us your thoughts on this race?
I pulled a Will Bloodworth.
I don't know if I like that, but okay.
I last location everything.
Yeah. That's definitely what happened there. And had you not, I mean, it's like I was saying to Min here before you ran in, you didn't play poorly. You didn't make bad decisions. You just made decisions that weren't correct for this seed. And that's, in Randomizer, that happens. There's not much you can do about that except, push through it. And you did. You did the best you could. So the ultimate decision here to orphan the mermaid side and go and full clear Mirage and Sky. What was your decision process looking like, say middle to end game?
Sky was more chess. Usually have had the incentive or the loose items, so just playing based off.
It's a statistical play, is. And
Yeah.
We can't fault you for playing the numbers. I mean, that's a very valid way to go about the game. Min, you different choices from here, obviously, which is what resulted in this race ending in the way it did. Can you speak to your decision-making process over the course of this whole thing?
Well, up until Rod, I kind of just decided to do what was close by. Like, getting all those fetch quests up in the North Continent really made me feel ahead until I had that really bad wipe in Ice Cave.
Yeah.
After I had that wipe in Ice Cave, I felt super behind afterward, but as soon as I got all those fetch quests and got that floater, I felt in a good position, and I ended up just doing everything that was close, and it worked out in the end.
Mm-hmm. I was speculating that over the course of that, like especially after that ice wipe, whether or not you felt behind and were in any way conscientious of where you really were relative to Ragnarok. Because of the time, because you hadn't seen a dot done at 140 yet, 135, you didn't see a dot done yet. If you thought that maybe Ragnarok God routed this thing and made his way to Topher long before you did, or if you felt like you were alongside him, it was so hard to determine. This is one of those seeds where there was just no way of knowing where you stood until you knew.
Yeah, I did feel like I broke even or was behind the whole time because of that rod. That rod really trolled me real hard, and I thought I was gonna just... My gut was screaming at me, like, go to Earth Cave, it might be an Earth Cave. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna go to sea because it's right here.
That was the right play, too. So, yeah, the rod was really the story here. Had that shown up somewhere a little bit more useful, this probably would have knocked about 20 minutes off the time of the race overall. You, Min, have gone from 0-2 to 4-2. You are going to be in the play-in race, where a little bit under 50% of the field is going to move on to brackets. How do you feel about your odds against all the people who could potentially be in that race?
I feel a little overwhelmed by all the runners there. I feel a lot worse, like, mechanically than most of them. Like, I know Spell Zap, Crab Cakes probably might make it, and then some other people I obviously can't remember off the top of my head right now. Caleb's in there, probably in there. I don't know. I feel overwhelmed, but I think I can pull it off with the right plays.
For sure, yeah. It's going to come down to picking the right path and finishing out better than half the field. So Ragnarok, that this puts you at 3-3, qualifies you for the LCQ, Last Chance Qualifier race. Number one, will you be racing in that race? And number two, if so, how do you feel you're going to contend against the people in it?
I do plan on racing it. I probably plan on at least winning 1 to 2 matches, but I don't think I'll make it all the way through. There are so many good and so many people potential.
I think I don't know if it was my internet connection or yours, but I think we lost you there.
Oh, it's probably my internet.
Mhm.
We've got storm.
Yeah. Before the race, you were telling us that there was a possibility your internet could knock out and you'd be recording. So I'm glad you were able to make it all the way through the race with us. I'm glad you're able to make it to the interview with us. If I'm understanding you correctly, you're saying that you feel like you've got a shot, but it's going to be a tough road to go through with all these players that are going to be in that race.
It's going to be very tough.
Yeah. I was very, very much wondering if I lost that last race against, I guess the last fight, if I was going to be ending up in 3-3, if I was even going to play in the play-in race. Happy to avoid it. I don't envy your position, but I think your odds are just as good as anybody else's of coming out of that and being the SVJ of 2020 and coming back, getting into the play-in race, qualifying and making brackets. We've shown it can be done, so good luck to you in doing so. Min, GG, and
GG.
We're glad that you didn't drop out after 0-2.
I'm glad too. I really want to thank Cheesinator and Lord Fizzleby for kind of talking me out of it and helping me out after that.
Yeah. Thanks to both of you, of course. I almost did the same thing too after my loss to Demarine in week 1. I'm like, I have to win out to make brackets or only drop one more to make the play-in race. Maybe I'll just stop playing.
Carry the flag, buddy. I took care of that one for you.
Yeah, you did.
My name is Will Cleosis. I am out. Will Bloodworth's going to finish out this show. I'd like to thank Speed Gaming. I'd like to thank the mad scientist back here with more papers than I've ever seen. Professor Renderer, the players, Min and Regs. You're both class individuals. Great match. Can't wait to see you a year from now. Rebattle it out. Can't wait to maybe play you sometime. I don't know. The immortal Will Bloodworth, the other half of Team Illuminati, thank you for joining me, and I will work with you soon. Thank you, fans. We'll see you soon.
Absolutely. I am the Emerald City Saint, Will Bloodworth. That was Will Cleosis. We are the Illuminati. It's always a pleasure to do a race together, and it's a pleasure when we have racers as good as the two of you to do this for. So again, thank you to Speed Gaming. Thanks to both runners. Thanks to our tracker. And thanks to all of you for showing up here today. We're going to send you off on an A, B, C ya. Everybody have a good one, and we'll see you next time.